Welcome back to the Hot 7 TV Nightly News. Thank you for staying with us. 70 years of service is being celebrated by the St. Lucia Red Cross. In commemoration of this milestone, the head of the Americas delegation of the International Federation of Red Cross visited the island on Friday, the 11th of October. The delegation seeks to address key challenges facing the region, in particular the recent human trafficking and enslavement of 69 people in Trinidad and Tobago. Solange Alfred tells us more.
Now, more than ever, humanitarian groups are being called upon to play their part in addressing some of the societal ills facing the region. Rearing its ugly head most recently is the issue of human trafficking and enslavement, as was seen in Trinidad and Tobago with the rescuing of 69 persons from a case of modern-day slavery. Head of Regional Delegation of the International Committee of the Red Cross, ICRC, Giuseppe Rend, during a visit to St. Lucia for the celebration of the St. Lucia Red Cross 70th anniversary, says the issue of human trafficking is being examined from the angle of human migration. Though no specific measures are available in the Red Cross for this issue, he says the Red Cross assists whenever it can.
At regional level, we tackle the issue of migration, and honestly, we don't even talk about migration, we talk about people on the move, because it's very difficult to start, and we don't like to enter into classification, labeling people. And we know when we are talking about people on the move, meaning people that for this desperate reason, very often they have to take decision, leave their own country, leave their own house, move, and sometimes they are more vulnerable, and they can be also object of trafficking. So we don't have a precise program on it, but anytime we can reestablish the family links, and we can provide advice to the people in order to find a solution through the institutions that are present in each country, we do our best. And this is important in the country of origin of the trafficking, the transit and the destiny. I mean, you have different levels of approaching these issues.
Meanwhile, the regional coordinator for the Americas, Jorge Adan Munez, says the celebration of 70 years of service by the St. Lucia Red Cross shows stability within the organization. He says the humanitarian body continues to grow in strength as a bonded group.
The 70th anniversary of the National Society. We, as International Committee of the Red Cross, we are part of the same family. We are part of a family composed by the national societies here, St. Lucia Red Cross, and the International Federation of the Red Cross and Red Crescent Societies. A family that has only one aim, which is to alleviate the human suffering and to do our best to provide a response to the needs in times of violence, in times of disaster, and in times of needs.
Furthermore, Rend reinforces statements made by Adan Munez, saying the close-knit organization of the Red Cross allows for continued sharing of knowledge and resources to the most vulnerable of people.
The International Committee of Red Cross is covering all the Caribbean from his delegation based in Panama, where we cover 14 states. And when my colleagues in Geneva said, you are covering the Caribbean, I always explain that the Caribbean is not one entity. Every single island has its own identity, its history, its origin, its sensibility, and its nice people in a different way. And so we have to be close as much as possible to each reality, and to keep always a focus on the most vulnerable people that unfortunately we see in each society, and that we have to take care of, and we have to intervene in order to protect and assist them according to our principles that were mentioned, particularly the principle of humanity, impartiality, and neutrality.
St. Lucia Red Cross is set to host a 70th anniversary gala on Saturday, 12th October, to be held at the Sandals Grand. Reporting for Hot 7 News, I am Solange Alfred.
Chate Creole, the National Creole Song Competition will be held this weekend. The annual competition, held under the Anu Manger Danser Chate en Creole banner, will again be hosted as part of the official activities in observance of Creole Heritage Month. Organizers say it is exciting to note that the level of youth involvement in the competition continues to increase. This year, a student from the Entrepot Secondary School will be featured. Jacques Wooding reports.
As the world observes the Year of Indigenous Languages, St. Lucia will celebrate the Creole language with a competition which focuses on its use in the arts, especially music. The National Creole Song Competition, rebranded as Chate Creole, began in 2012 as the brainchild of Gordon Leon. What began as a calypso competition has evolved to embrace all genres of music. As in past years, this year the event is endorsed by the Folk Research Center (FRC) and will form a part of the official calendar of events for the celebration of Creole Heritage Month. Chate Creole takes place this year on Friday, October 11th at the National Cultural Center and will feature seasoned and first-time performers. Executive Director of the event, Karen Tobier, says the event continues to expand.
It started as a Creole Calypso competition, but over the years it has evolved into a Creole song competition that is open to all genres of music. So this year's edition takes place tomorrow night, that is Friday night, at the National Cultural Center at 8 p.m. This year we have 13 competitors taking part, and the music will range from calypso to zouk to reggae music. There is R&B and rap. There is also a little folk as well. So it's a nice combination of music, and that is what Chate Creole is all about. It is not about any one genre of music. It is about our artists exploring the Creole language, telling their stories, recording the history of St. Lucia through our indigenous language. And that is what Chate Creole is all about. In addition to the 13 competitors, some of whom you know, there are some newcomers, and that's one of the other things of this competition. It attracts a lot of newcomers. The Creole language is a beautiful, flowery language that expresses so many things, and so we are happy to have the young and the old. So we have some seasoned performers like Wally, Mahala, Lavina Tuel. We also have some newcomers like Luan Bennett, who is performing under the sobriquet MK. We have a newcomer who is actually a student at the Entrepot School by the name of Kenyo Medad, who is singing kind of a folk, a combination of folk zouk kind of thing. So it's really nice. And because we continue to call this a National Creole Song Competition, the thing has always been to see how we could bring artists from across St. Lucia and not just the Castries Basin or the North Basin.
Whilst this is an entertainment event, Tobias says the event is also a celebration of the founder Gordon Chatacom Leon.
We do this as a tribute and in memory of Chacom. If you remember Chacom, you would know that Anu Manger Danser Chate Creole was his passion. It was his dream to have this as a staple activity on the calendar of events for Creole Heritage Month. And even after he has passed, we want to be able to continue to host this event in his honor, and to remember him in that way, that this was his passion, this was how he saw the growth of music going, encompassing what is indigenously St. Lucian. And so we are continuing to have the competition on an annual basis.
This year, performers hail from the north as well as the south of the island, allowing island-wide representation. Tobias says in future she hopes to see the competition host 17 performers, one from each district.
There was an effort made this year to include people from right around the island, and that was what we were hoping for, that we would have had at least 17 persons from each, one from each constituency. But we have from various constituencies, and the blend of music is actually really entertaining. So rehearsals have been ongoing. We are working with Extreme Band, who many people would know. They actually backed up the Soca Monarch this year. So we're working with Extreme Band, and rehearsals have been wonderful. It's really nice to watch music come alive in a different way. Live music is totally different to what you hear on the recording. So it's going to be a wonderful collaboration.
Tobia invites the public to come witness Creole creativity on display and encourages the growth of the local music industry. For Hot 7 News, I am Jacques Wooding.
Thank you, Jacques. World Food Day is celebrated internationally on the 16th of October. This annual celebration was commissioned to honor the founding date of the Food and Agriculture Organization, FAO, launched by the United Nations in 1945. On Sunday, the 13th of October, the Ministry of Agriculture here in St. Lucia will host a food fair in commemoration of World Food Day 2019. The fair aims to support local agriculturalists and agro-based businesses in order to market a variety of locally made products.
World Food Day is a day of action dedicated to tackling global hunger. Annually observed on October 16th, persons around the world come together to fight against world hunger. The event, overseen by the Food and Agriculture Organization, sees events organized in over 150 countries across the globe, making it one of the most celebrated days on the UN calendar. On Sunday, October 13th, 2019, the Department of Agriculture will host a World Food Day fair. St. Lucia's World Food Day coordinator, Philip Sidney, says this year local celebrations have a twist, as independence celebrations continue through the month of October.
This year, World Food Day fell in the activities of independence celebration, where we are celebrating 40 years of our independence. That coincides nicely because we are also going to be showcasing 40 years of agriculture. We have identified the SAB playing field at VG to have a World Food Day fair on the 13th of October, which is Sunday coming.
Sydney says the Department of Agriculture further marries World Food Day with independence celebrations by showcasing a number of local artists during the fair.
We have a lot of our Creole folk music, like the Secret Band. We have the East Coast band. We have Orchestre Wangema. All these are local, cultural bands. We have the Polius band from Badney area. So we have a lot of local. Every group and persons that are going to be performing here are local persons. Vetuizin, the Denry segment. We have a new song on the market, Tindai, that is by this Doville girl from Monrepo, and many others.
He extends an invitation to the entire nation. The event is one for the whole family and highlights the availability of booths to cater to persons of varied interest.
Well, it's going to be big. It's going to be big. That's just a synopsis of what you're going to see here. That will be coupled with a number of persons in the entertainment section. We have entertainments from the genres raised from cultural to soca, gospel, jazz, and the list goes on. It's going to be a tight program, but it's going to be very interesting. The kids' corner will be available, and of course, our drinks are going to be there.
The Ministry of Agriculture's World Food Day Fair will be held at the VG Playing Field. It's a day-long family event featuring many locally produced foods and agro products. For Hot 7 News, I am Jacques Wooding.
In the wake of the issue of bullying in schools, Bank of St. Lucia and founder of a Buddy Ambassadors program are doing their part to address the issue. Last week, the Bank of St. Lucia donated a Buddy bench to the Soufrière Primary School to help foster friendliness and inclusiveness among students.
Bullying is a global epidemic happening in St. Lucia and all over the world. While it took the likes of a local video gone viral to alert some to the dangers and reality of bullying, there have been others who have taken a more proactive approach. Bank of St. Lucia recently partnered with the founder of the Buddy Ambassador program and donated a Buddy bench to the Soufrière Primary School. Branch manager Mrs. Arletta Rate Mitchell says that Bank of St. Lucia Soufrière is always looking for new ways to positively impact the community it serves.
We've done quite a bit of work in Soufrière, especially with the schools. So this was easy for us to come in and to donate this Buddy bench to the Soufrière Primary School. It's important to us to have the children in the community be positive influences on each other. And so we like to be part of this as well. So today, this is what we've done. We've donated this bench, and we hope and expect that the Soufrière
primary school students will use it to their own benefit.
According to founder Lovely Sheridan, the Buddy Ambassador Initiative is an anti-bullying program that aims to create a culture of being buddies in schools, therefore encouraging students to be more kind, friendly, and inclusive to each other in and outside of the school compound. At the unveiling of the Buddy Bench, Ms. Sheridan spoke to students about the importance of being a buddy and utilizing the Buddy Bench.
The Buddy Bench basically is a tangible tool to put the message into practice. So basically I'm telling the kids about being a buddy and being kind, including others. So with the Buddy Bench, if a child is feeling left out, if they feel like they need a friend, they need somebody to talk to, they need somebody to play with, they will sit on that bench and a buddy will come up to them and, say, "Hi, is everything okay?" and talk to them and include them. And so sometimes children don't have ways to express themselves. So it's just sort of like serve as a metaphor, a tangible tool for them to go there and for others to reach out to them.
The principal and staff of the Soufre Primary School were more than happy for the initiative and support from Bank of St. Lucia.
Since we are a CFS school, a child-friendly school, we have come on board to take the initiative because we have seen that many of our students complain about bullying. We at Soufre Primary School, we want to reduce or eliminate bullying, and taking on that initiative, we are assured that our students will be able to be good buddies and don't bully others around.
Throughout 2019, Bank of St. Lucia has demonstrated its support in serving several initiatives geared at combating the social ills which plague the nation's youth. Today, the bank openly says no to bullying of any shape, form, or size. For Hot 7 News, I am Jacques Woodin.
This is the Hot 7 TV Nightly News. Stay with us. There's more news coming up after the break.